Yes, sir. Juxtaposition with reality someplace, so that you know.
Check 1 2 1 2.
Empirical evidence.
This thing on? Yes, it is.
Said was reality is tested to be reality.
AC Sports Live on this, the last day of May 2022. Been going away for a couple of weeks. Busy. But I found a little bit of time to produce a show tonight to see how it do. Appreciate y'all coming through, hanging out with your boy. Tonight's show, 1 hour. A little bit less. 9:05. I'll probably get out of here at 10 o'clock. On the dot. Mike Staff in the house. Time is Now podcast. My show tonight, man. Quick look at the upcoming NBA Finals. Dubs and the Seeds. Who you got? Heat culture. I keep hearing about heat culture. Talk about that for a second. Gabe Kapler is protesting in the wake of the recent massacres in this country. Colin got another workout, or should I say got a workout from the Rays. Still nothing. UCLA's epic comeback in the Pac-12 championships in baseball. My 2 cents in the classic microphone demonstration by Iron Mike Tyson. I'm gonna try my best to do my best Mike Tyson impersonation for this rant. This is AC Sports Live. You in the place to be. Let's get it.
Hostile. I got a right to be hostile, man. My people been persecuted.
All right. We got a championship matchup. Finally, The Rock has come back to San Francisco. The Dubs, the Warriors, the Splash Brothers, having a pool party out west, will battle against the hated ones. The Seas, the Celtics, the Leprechauns from Boston. The Leprechauns from Boston. Everyone's saying it's the best team left. The last best team standing. A lot of us had Giannis and Middleton. But without Middleton, there are no Bucks. Without Tyler Hero, there are no Heat. Jimmy Buckets did all he could. Was not enough. Mike Staff, my brother, my other brother, my good, clean brother. What it do? Need your help in a couple of weeks for my 100th episode and last show this season. I want to go live. What does live mean, man? You going to the video? You going to the dark side? You coming to the video podcast, Mike Staff, and the Time Is Now podcast. With the You Heard It First and the birthdays and the soap box and his predictions. Dietrich Ellis. You want to see my Mike Tyson? They put Jimmy Mack. It's about teams. It ain't never about one player in team sports. It's about special edition, special skill. It's about team. It's about camaraderie. But it's also about dudes who do something specific. Without Middleton, the Bucks ain't the Bucks. Without Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson, the Heat aren't the Heat. And you kept calling the Heat bums, Jimmy Mack. How you gonna be the bums? And you the number 1 seed in the East and you're on the brink of making it to the finals. You can't be bums and that good. With the Heat culture? Come on, Mac. My staff's going video. I think he wants to show off his nice dreadlocks. He got them nice dreadlocks. NBA Finals, man. Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. I have to admit I was wrong. 3 years ago, I said the Dubs will never win another championship. Steph Curry's best days are behind him. I didn't believe Klay Thompson would get back to this form. I was wrong. About as wrong as I was about Ben Simmons. Yes, I said it, Ben Simmons. And look what we got here. Thinking Andrew Wiggins is in the finals and will probably be in the hunt for the MVP of the finals because his assignment will be Jason Tatum. So that would be tragic if Steph Curry does not get the MVP if the Golden State Warriors are to win the NBA Finals. That would be tragic. That would be tragic. Oh, Jimmy Mack said Heat culture is a farce. I dare you to say that to Udonis Haslem, to his face. I dare you. All right, we got the Golden State Warriors hosting the Boston Celtics Thursday night, game 1. I believe game 2 was on Sunday. Very interesting matchup across the board. It looks like the Celtics should have the advantage defensively. They match up well. However, no matter how well you play defense versus a team that does not play iso ball, it will come down to who is knocking down shots. Can the C's score with the Warriors? That's going to be the key. Good defense versus good offense. Not that the Warriors don't play good defense, but that's what the Celtics have been banking on since the All-Star break. Ime Udoka is coaching like nobody's business. He should jump up and be coach of the finals or coach of the playoffs. Coach of the playoffs. Even though Spoelstra was right there because the Heat do look like they're too small to be where they are. But they impressed me. I don't care what Jimmy Mack says. They impressed me. The Heat culture, to me, is real. To me. To some of y'all, it might be a farce. AT3. Can Ben Simmons even play? AT3, I believe Ben Simmons will come back and have a stellar season next year. I believe they stuck a arthroscopic needle in his back to say he had surgery, but I don't believe the man was hurt. I believe that feeling was called butt hurtness. He had butt hurtness and he had to get it removed by having a fake surgery. He never suffered a acute injury. It was more sitting on the bench so long his butt started hurting and his lower back started hurting and they had to do something to save face because he did not even attempt to help his team win a playoff game. When you got Joel Embiid playing with 4 injuries, you got Kyle Lowry playing with injuries, you got Jimmy Butler playing with injuries, you got Marcus Smart whose whole ankle hit the ground. He still played the next day. Suck it up, man. I ain't saying take a cortisone shot, but I'm saying give it a shot. Give your team some energy, if nothing else. AT3 Golden State moves the ball too well for Boston's defense to shut it down. All right. Jimmy Mack said Jimmy Buckets is trash. Or he said something like that. Like Bubba Dub says, trash. You can't be trash for 47 points. Can't do it. Can't do it. Jimmy Buckets is a baller, Jimmy Mack. Jimmy Buckets. I wish he was still in Philly. You can have Tobias Harris. You can have Matisse Thybulle. You can have Ben Simmons. Give me Jimmy Buckets, Joel Embiid, and Tyrese Maxey, and we in the house. If he brings that Miami culture, Mac, Robert Williams going to be able to finish the series? He's the X factor for the C's. Robert Williams, another injured player, playing all he can with the injury. Well, let's look at that. Who's banged up? I know Looney is banged up. The way he runs down the court, it looks like it hurts. He looks like he's always hurt. It's going to be a test of attrition, no doubt. The Heat are one of the few teams with a culture. Warriors are as well. All right, 2 votes for culture, 1 vote for farce. Mike Stafford, what you got? Put some icy hot on it. Put some rubber tussum on it. Put something on it. Rub something on it. CBD oil, something. Speaking of CBD oil, I would like to open my show mentioning Brittany Griner. I was watching Angela Rye's podcast, and her argument would be if we spoke more about it, if we talked more about it. Of course, if they were prominent NBA players over there, they would have been helped and brought back by now. But since it's Brittany Griner of the WNBA, she's still over there contained for some, I believe, vape oil. Send Brittany Griner home. Make some noise. We want Brittany Griner home. She should not be locked up over that for this long. The crime does not fit the time. Somebody needs to do something. Get that young lady home. Stat. For real. For real. Mike Staff said Jimmy Buckets is clutch and a baller. Would be an amazing number 2, like a Pippen. I keep seeing the side-by-side, face-to-face split screen of Jimmy Butler and Michael Jordan. Could Jimmy Butler be Michael Jordan's love child? Is that possible? If you do the math, I heard Jimmy Butler don't know who his daddy is. And we know Michael Jordan got around. It's possible. I don't put it. Let's see. Let's put the numbers. Let's count. Let's do the math. Let's do the math. How old is Jimmy Butler? 32? How long ago did Michael Jordan? Because where's Jimmy Butler from? He played at Marquette, right? All right. Somebody do some research. Mac, that's your department. Research that. Could Jimmy Buckets really be Michael Jordan's love child? Uh-oh, starting some mess. They're going to shut me down on Facebook. He gets away with he gets away being bullied, and his reputation makes him a force. He had an 8-point game in the Eastern Conference Finals. He is inconsistent. I will give you that. He will go away and score 15, 20. But then when you can score 47 in a win-or-go-home situation, you got my vote. You are in the club. Jimmy Butler is in the club. It might not look like Jason Tatum's. It may not look like Steph Curry's. It ain't pretty. It is get to the basket, 2-foot jump, up, pump fake, up, elbow out, layup, and 1. Do I wish he would have shot a better percentage shot to win the game or to tie the game going one-on-one versus Al Horford? He went for the dagger. It came up short. Was he tired? He didn't play, but every single minute of the game, he did. He did play every single minute of the game and shot a 3 at the end. Had no legs, came up short, ball game. Spoelstra says he loves that. He loves that about Butler. I love that about Butler. I guess you have the same amount of opportunity. If you go against Horford, who's a shot blocker, might block your shot, might not foul you, may not call it. The refs might call that whistle. Or was Jimmy Butler afraid to go to the free throw line? Be down by 2, go for 2. Or were you going for the kill? He went for the kill. And you got to live with that. Uh-oh. Jimmy Buckets ain't clutch when he has never hit a clutch shot ever. All right, ever. It's a SAT question. Ever. It's definite. It's final. It means ever. Somebody do the research. Has Buckets ever hit a bucket clutch shot. Clutch. A shot needed to win, to tie, to avoid getting beat at the buzzer. Clutch performances. We already had this discussion, Mac. Clutch performances versus clutch shots. Can you be clutch? Steph Curry is clutch performance. Jimmy Butler is clutch performance. Who's clutch shot? Dame. Who's clutch shots? LeBron, Kobe, Michael, Reggie, Ray Ray. I believe Steph Curry gonna hit a clutch shot this finals. Uh-oh. My daughter's hitting me up. I'm in the middle of a show, baby girl. We gonna get some dinner in a little bit. Dietrich said he remembers some clutch plays in the finals. Clutch plays, clutch performance, clutch shot. Must make. So those shots at the end of the shot clock, not as pressure packed as the end of a game. Not sending nobody home. Big Rob in the house. What it do, brother? Butler is the most inconsistent player ever. Ever? Here you go with them SAT words. Ever. He never, another SAT word, never won the ultimate prize. Never won the ultimate prize. He gets his sent home more than he sends people home on the biggest stage. I smell a Jimmy Butler hater. He don't like Jimmy Butler very much. He's not a shooter. He's a scorer. He should have gone to the hoop. He was feeling himself. He must have been watching that 30 for 30 mixtape show where everybody starts shooting threes and looking nice and all that good jazz. My good homegirl, Anna in the house. She said Steph is clutch. Feed my daughter, feed the baby, shut the show down and feed the baby. Her face says it all in her screenshot picture for her avatar. She said, feed the baby. I'm in the middle of a show, baby girl. Epic moment on this show history. She gonna bust up through the door in a minute. I'm in the garage trying to hide out and do my show. I'm not in my office. I'm in the garage getting it in. My kids up there watching anime. I'm in the garage getting it in. The mosquitoes are coming in through here. It must be change of season. Magic was clutch shot. Kareem was clutch shot. Shots. I want Steph to get that moment. I need Steph to get that moment. I need Steph to get the MVP of the finals. You see how they made them little trophies for the conference MVP? You see how they did that? I was like, ain't that cute? They made sure Steph got one because they gonna give it to Wiggins in the finals. They gonna give it to Andrew Wiggins in the finals or Klay Thompson. They gonna do him again. And it's at New School with Steph. All right, so who y'all got? All right, I got the Dubs in 3. What I mean by that, no team has ever come back from 3-0. I got the Dubs in a gentleman's sweep. That's what my 3-0 means. If you down 3, you're not going to win 4. You might win 1. Give me the Dubs in a gentleman's sweep. I could be wrong because there's money involved. All right, not saying the NBA is fixed. But have you noticed how many blowouts there have been in these playoffs? Good teams, well-coached teams. The team that just won the previous game comes out and gets beat by 35, 40 points. Explain that to me, man. 20 points, okay. I can take 20 points. Things go bad, they get worse. But dang, some of these games have been 40, almost 50 points in the playoffs. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Dietrich got the Dubs in 6. Matt got the Dubs in 6. Anybody for the Celtics? All us Laker fans or Showtime Laker fans as I am, Sixer fan and the Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar fan, Byron Scott, you know, Showtime Lakers were hard not to like. I even like the Michael Jordan Bulls. Sometimes teams are they transcend affiliation, and that was the Showtime Lakers. With being a short-time Laker fan, I hate the Celtics. Can't go for the Celtics. Can't do it. Can't win with them. Can't do it. Mike Singletary, can't do it. It's called bad basketball. That's what it's called. Oh, we got one. Mike Staff says Celtics in 7. Ooh-wee. I'm going to take that bet, Mike. $2 bet. $2. I got the Dubs. You got the Celtics. Straight up. Straight up. And said Golden State in 6. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 to 1. 5 to 1. AT3 said Warriors in 6. Game 7, they say, are the best 2 words in sports. Game 7. The NBA is fantastic, man. They have not disappointed, except for them games that are there up by 40. That's disappointing. And there are no investigations going on. So how that happens to 2 professional teams, well coached, who just won the previous game, lose by 35, 40 points. Please. Are the Sopranos involved? Is the Mafia involved? Is somebody point shaving? These past series have me questioning these Celtics. Celtics are the only team that can beat the Warriors and vice versa. Let's see. The Warriors weren't really tested in the West, were they? Without Jamal Murray, the Nuggets don't have a chance. Healthy Laker, I'm not even going to go there. AD ain't never going to be healthy. AD's best games are behind him. Sorry, Lakers. Blow it up. Shout out to Darvin Ham. I think he was the right choice at the moment. I still am wondering how Mark Jackson is never even considered for these positions. I got a $2 bet with Mike Staff. He said $2 for sure. $2. The best words in sports. The blank champions. Or the best formation in football is victory formation. All right, man. So we got the finals this Thursday. Can't wait. Basketball truly is, as they used to call it, fantastic. Now, we were talking about the Heat culture. I got a couple of people saying, man, it's a real thing. Jimmy Mack says it's a farce. All right, so what is Heat culture? Heat culture is Udonis Haslem, Pat Riley, the championships of old with Alonzo Mourning and I don't know if, what was instilled in Dwayne Wade, and even Shaq came through for a couple years, or if it was 1 year. LeBron, I don't know if that was the same culture. But since LeBron's departure, what has the Miami Heat culture been? It's been one of Max Strus type of players playing at a high level. Max Strus looks like somebody you play with at the LA Fitness. But yet he was a go-to run the screen for him on the inbounds play when needed. And he hit one like he belonged. And you chalk that up to Miami culture, Heat culture. What is that? Mac says it's false. It's a farce. It's fake. Mac even said Mama mentality is fake. So that's how he roll. I believe Mama mentality is real. I believe Heat culture is real, because you cannot put a finger on how it's possible that the Heat do what they do. If Jimmy Butler is as trash as Mac says he is, and some other players say he is, how basic he is, somehow or another, these no-names believe they belong. They won't let anybody come in that locker room, in that huddle. Because remember when Spoelstra and Jimmy Butler and Udonis Haslem were getting into it on the sideline? And they still found a way to turn that thing around and had a good season? That's culture, man. Something good is happening in Miami. That's why Zach LaVine's trying to get up there. You can go to Miami. I mean, Kyle Lowry, fat and old and slow, taking charges instead of playing defense, went up there and found him a new last leg identity. A swan song identity. Tough, hard-nosed, no-name basketball. Blue-collar, lunch pail basketball. Bam Adebayo is your biggest guy. And he's 6'8". How tall is Bam Adebayo? Jim said it's fake toughness. Dr. Williams in the house. Hey, Lane, she said Jimmy is a baller. Uh-oh. Watch out, Mac. We're ganging up on you. Dietrich said Heat culture has always been hard-working since Riley got there. Transferred some of that 90s Knicks. Now, the 90s Knicks, those were some bullies. Right on the coattails of the bad boys. The 90s Knicks, the 90s Indiana Pacers, and now the Miami Heat. Possibly. How's Lowry fit into this culture flopping all over the place? He puts his little chubby self in the way, harm's way, and takes one for the team and gets all 5 or 6 of his fouls every game. So he's in there to muck it up, as they say. The game is always ugly around Kyle Lowry. He gonna be in the key taking a charge. It might be a flop, might be a charge, but he getting in there. He mixing it up. So he fit. Now, he wasn't afraid to jump in there and get ran over a few times. Now, Kyle Lowry is trash. Lane said Jimmy is baller, but Kyle Lowry, trash. Shout out to Bubba Dub. I said fat. I'm not supposed to say fat. This is a professional basketball player. He got a little pouch and a big booty. You can't have that if you run for a living. It should not be so. And it said Lowry is boo-boo. Bam is listed at 6'9", and he's your center. Now, I believe his arms are like wingspan of 7. I think he has a wingspan of KD. That's how he's allowed to do what he does. All those tough teams have never won a ring. And then the argument goes back to Black Jesus, the Black Cat. They had to go through MJ. And MJ was only afraid of Hakeem Olajuwon. His only fear is, he won't admit it. He retired because he knew Hakeem Olajuwon was coming. He had finally got a squad, and he was like, I don't want to get beat in the finals, so I'm going to go ahead and shut this thing down. That's just my take. Michael Jordan was scared of Hakeem Olajuwon. Ask him when you see him. Ask him. All right, man. Gabe Kapler, the skipper of the San Francisco Giants. He's protesting. He is not coming out for the national anthem. He is staying in the locker room for the national anthem. He believes what is happening in this country, and I commend him for it. He's not happy about what's happening, and none of us are. And at the end of my show, I'm going to shout out all 19 students who lost their lives in Texas the other day. But Gabe Kapler, shout out. And I'm a Dodgers fan. I'm not a Giants fan at all. But I'm a fan of Gabe Kapler now. He ain't coming out. Now, of course, the most gangster protest would be not to participate at all. But I understand. And you can't tell a man how to protest. I could protest how I want to protest, but I can't tell another man how to protest. Same thing happened with Cap. I can't tell Cap how and when to protest. Nobody can. It's a shame on those who try to tell him it's not the time and place. It is always a time and place. When you feel in your heart of hearts, this is the protest I have to make. He said he ain't happy with this country. And it stems back to gun laws, stems back to why we have not changed at all as a country. So we'll see how long this goes. I believe he came out the dugout for Memorial Day in honor of the troops or whatever. He was making sure they knew that he supported them. He would not protest that day, but he's supposed to go back to protesting moving forward. Will it make any noise with the NRA? No. This country loves its guns more than it loves its kids. So Gabe Kapler, shout out. We see you. Stand strong. Don't back down. I hope more people of prominence make a statement. Make it known that we are not happy. It is not okay. Moments of silence do not bring kids back. We can't keep blaming mental illness. Yes, there are mentally ill people. I've had mentally ill students in my classroom who just needed someone to say hello to them and ask them how they're doing. Trench coat kids wearing trench coats to school, being bullied every day, come to my classroom for a safe haven. I would like to hope my love and support for every single student I have ever taught has kept them from thinking the unthinkable. So I don't know anything about this young man. Now, I do know that it is strikingly evident that the killer in Buffalo, as Mike Stafford so eloquently stated on his podcast, was brought to custody without a scratch on him, where they shot and killed this young man in Texas. A Border Patrol policeman at that had to go in there and save those kids. We have a lot of issues in this country. A lot. It is not an even playing field. And as long as we keep letting it pass as normal, it's going to keep happening. How do we stop it? This is a heavy loaded question, and we're going to talk about it in depth next week for sure on my show. I'm going to have my street queen, Dawn Dizzle, who was my activist / homegirl from 25 years ago. She is on the street. She protests everything. She got a word for everything. So I'm gonna bring her on my show next week, and we'll talk about social injustice and things of that nature, including school shootings and how we can put a stop to it. Big Fletch in the house. My dog. Big dog. If America is not living up to its ideals, then the anthem is the perfect time to protest. There's Dietrich Ellis. Shout out Dietrich. It's making a statement. We got to start living up to this great country that we are supposed to be. We are the only country that has school shootings. The devil is busy, y'all. And y'all know I'm a spiritual cat. I'm a minister at my church. I'm a firm believer in Yeshua as my Lord and Savior. We gonna pray about it. However, the devil is busy seeking who he may devour. And he's devouring these simple-minded, closet hero cowards who think killing old people and kids is the thing to do. So, it ain't okay. And when you see something, y'all, say something. I know when I see somebody not happy, I yell, yo, what's up? What's going on with you? You all right? Off duty cop had to go in there. I won't even talk about them police officers that stood outside and those who went in there and got their own kid and came back out. Didn't try to save no more kids. I'm not gonna go there. That's a whole nother conversation. Maybe me and Matt gotta tackle that. If you're not courageous, you should not be a police officer. Part of the job is being courageous. America is doing exactly what it was meant to do. All right, Matt, you're gonna get us all shut down. Border Patrol guy was off duty. He had to go up in there and risk his life and do the thing. Rodney Saw said, the devil made me eat ice cream last night, and now my pants aren't fitting right. The devil is busy, Rodney Saucier. Rogers. The devil wants you to destroy yourself eating ice cream, knowing you're lactose intolerant. Know you got high blood pressure and the sugar. The doctor just ain't told you about it yet. I saw you trotting up to court last year. We're getting old there, Rodney Sauce. You can't be doing that. You can't have no ice cream breaks. You can't have no ice cream run at our age, especially at your age. Rodney Sauce had the first scoop of ice cream. Rodney Sauce went to Baskin Robbins when there was only one flavor. That's back in the day, Jack. Back in the day. So all those who have lost their loved ones, lost their lives, those kids, I'm going to shout those kids out at the end of my show today. I am constantly in prayer. So, of course, I'm praying for shalom and peace for those families that lost them babies. I have no idea. I could not even imagine sending my baby to school and them not coming home. That would not be okay with me. And I know it's not okay with those families out there. Not at all. We need to start talking more and texting less, and so on. Amen. The off-duty border agent has to borrow a shotgun from his barber. Wow. The story thickens. And it sickens me that it had to go down that way. But he needs to be a national hero. Knowing our government, knowing our policies, they're going to fine him for having a gun that did not belong to him. That was not your gun. You cannot do what you did. Something like that. You put those other kids' lives in danger by going in there and shooting that man. So now you got to serve some time in jail. That's how dumb our system is. That's how backwards our system is. They're going to find a way to find fault in this hero who saved, well, how many more rounds of bullets did this other kid have? Ramos' kid. Did he have a whole bag full of ammunition? We don't even know. He gone. So we won't even hear his manifesto. We won't even hear why he was in there doing that. We only can speculate. He was bullied. He shot his grandma in the face. She survived. She'll never tell us the truth what was going on at that house. Because now we got to hold parents, guardians, friends accountable. If you know that you are in the presence of a person capable of doing something like this to kids, you have to step in and do something. Can't happen. Can't happen. And the teacher that lost her life, and the 2 days later, her husband died of a heart attack. Just sad all the way around. The devil is laughing. We can't let it happen. Can't do it. Whole situation is bad. But that's why Gabe Kapler is protesting. We got to do something. Speaking of protests, Cap got to work out. And nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen because too much smoke. Cap ain't played in 6 years. I'm not sure how the workout really went. He doesn't look very natural throwing the ball anymore. He puts the ball up so high in his throwing motion. I believe I have a picture of him somewhere. I can't find it. Yeah, I don't think they're going to sign Cap. I don't think any team has the guts. Because you imagine, Cap is better than, I would say, 25 backups in the league. His jerseys would fly off the shelves. The Raiders have always been progressive in the signing, the hiring of individuals like Kaepernick or people of color like Art Shell. So it would be fitting. Philadelphia did their duty by signing Michael Vick when no one would touch him after his dogfighting ring. This situation is unique because Cap did nothing wrong. He was never arrested. He was never brought to court. He was blackballed for taking a knee to raise awareness against police brutality versus people of color. And 77 million Americans, and y'all know that number, hate Colin Kaepernick for what he took a knee for. I wouldn't say stood for, took a knee for. So I don't think he will be signed. I think if Kaepernick wants to play, his best bet is the USFL or the XFL. Someone said, why would Kaepernick play in the lesser league when we know he could play in the NFL? Because the NFL is not going to sign him. The NFL is not going to, they're not going to do it. And if they do sign him, he most likely will be cut before the season begins, because that team will feel the heat of the press, will feel the heat of those who hate equity, equality. They hate what he stood for. They hate that he protested the anthem, the beloved anthem that Gabe Kapler is protesting now. Notice the double standard. So, unfortunately, my $2 bet is that Kaepernick doesn't play in the NFL ever again. And he should be okay with that. His protest was not in vain, in my opinion. People are aware of what he was trying to say, and he was right. As we saw the murderer in Buffalo walk out of the grocery store unscathed. Something is not right. Something is definitely not right. And it says it's a baseball player throw when he throws the football. It doesn't look like his cannon is loaded properly. Elaine said, I thought the Raiders offered him a deal. No, they said he looked good, but they did not say what he did not do well. And then he must have done something not well enough to be getting an offer, because an offer means he goes to OTAs and he's working out with the team. And the media would have been there blowing that up. We would have seen him practicing every day. And once the media got tired, he would be on the team backing up David Carr. You would think it would make sense. It's the Raiders. Cap, Raiders jersey, man, that thing, they don't even have to sign him. Just make some. People will buy him. He ain't even got to play for the Raiders. The fact that he tried out, people will buy number 7 Kaepernick jerseys. And I believe somebody else already has number 7 on the Raiders. They would take his name off the back and put Cap's name on the back. That's how big those jersey sales. Kaepernick right now is bigger than Dennis Rodman was in the NBA. Big ticket. UCLA came back the other day. I believe they were down 9. Was it down 9 runs in the 9th inning and came, or 7th inning in college baseball, 9 innings, and won 25-23, a football score. Shout out to the UCLA Bruins and their epic comeback. Epic comeback for them Bruins. It is never. My daughter is blowing me up, Anna. I'm doing my podcast, Mama. We will eat shortly. She said, feed the baby. Feed the baby. Isn't that a rap lyric? Feed the baby. Yeah, I want to look at them stats, though. That UCLA game. The UCLA game versus, I believe it was Oregon State. And Anna's son, Chad, played professional baseball, so he probably can help us out. We got to have Chad on the show one day. How impossible. UCLA completes the comeback, 25-22 with a walk-off. Walk-off. Tommy Berries, reserve catcher, hit a walk-off 3-run homer for 25-22 UCLA victory in Scottsdale. How do you lose that game? Who? I think If I'm pitching, I mean, shoot, I would have hit the batter. Let's. I need to watch the replay. I hope that game is available on replay. I'm going to check it out. There's no way in the world. 25-23, even in Little League, when we were playing like T-ball, the score never got that out of hand. If anybody pitching, nobody was left to pitch. So they were letting position players pitch. They were just trying to throw the ball over the plate. They were throwing batting practice. Dudes were just throwing meat, high fastballs across the plate with 75 miles an hour. Jack City. It was new Jack City. I had to watch the replay. My 2 cents. All right. Shout out to Al Bundy. 4 touchdowns in a single game never gets old. This came down my timeline. You know my 2 cents. I just go down my timeline. What do I see? All NBA team came out. Nakia, all NBA first team. Do you agree? Devin Booker, Luka, Tatum, Giannis, and Joker, first team. Watching Devin Booker in the playoffs, it is very hard for me to have him on the first team. So I'm wondering when this was voted on. Second team, the Chef, Ja, DeMar, KD, and Embiid. DeMar had a season. Most def. Ja was in the MVP conversation. Curry's in the MVP conversation. KD was back to his form. Third team. The point guard y'all love to hate, Chris Paul. Trae Young. The King. Pascal. And Big Cat. Third team, you can pretty much throw anybody on there. Book is probably the one dude. I'm gonna swap out Steph Curry for Book. I can't put Ja over Luka. Well, I guess I could. Luka don't play no defense. But Luka did carry a bunch of garbage men to the playoffs. And the Grizzlies had a pretty good team without Ja. DeMar had probably the best season, comeback season. Like he carried the Bulls to new heights that we never saw when he first got there. Even though they did get waxed towards the end of the season. I'm okay with these. Max said they won a baseball game in Little League 22-9 and was down 9-5 with 2 outs in the last inning. Came back and won 22-9. That other team was crying. They gonna cry in the car. I don't like to laugh at unfortunate occurrences. But when Sage still got hit in the face with a golf ball after her situation at the mothership, I ain't saying she deserved it. I'm just saying, you could take that any kind you want. I hope she's able to recover. She is easy on the eyes, but she ain't for the bros. She ain't for the struggle. She ain't for the culture. She about herself. And I also heard Malika Andrews is too. So we're gonna keep an eye on her too. If she ain't with the culture, we're gonna go and get Taylor Rooks on a petition and get her on the show. I have no problem getting the light skin up out of here. Bringing in Taylor Rooks. I sent this picture to my son. Yeah, I know he is a big Kanye West fan, and his favorite song is Off the Grid. And one of the lyrics in Off the Grid is, they playing soccer in my backyard. I think I see Messi. I had to send this picture to him as I'm in the grocery store. I think I see Messi. I think I see him. $1.99 at the El Super as I'm trying to find hot wings for my son's potluck. I think I see Messi. All right, here we go. Add Lane Kiffin to the bunch. It's not the size of the stadium, not the head coach, not the campus or the conference. The number one thing will be money. And how would you blame them? Lane Kiffin on the NIL. You brought this on yourselves. $8 million a year, coach. You brought this on yourselves. Y'all should have paid us many, many moons ago. But when Ed O'Bannon first came to y'all saying, hey, man, I'm on a video game and I'm broke. I can't get none. Fast forward 25 years, here we are. Or is it more than that? 30 years. Ramogi Huma. Ed O'Bannon, thank you for your hard work and diligence getting us to where we are now. Young boys, get your money. Get your NIL money. Let these coaches be mad. Your boosters are opening their pocketbooks and we are receiving. I got a young prospect in my house and you best believe you call me Radio Raheem. You're not going to cheat me out the deal. All the driving I've been doing, all the feeding to this young cat I've been doing, driving him to his tournaments, driving him to his training. I'm going to get me some money on this NIL deal. Best believe that, Rodney Sauce. I'm going to get some of this NIL money. And that's for sure right on there, Spice Adams. Anna said, not Malika. Yes, Malika too. I ain't saying you can't love who you love, but let us keep it real. We was riding for you in the bubble, and now look at you. Anna likes Taylor. All the bros like Taylor. Yes, Lord. Is the black delegation trading Liz Cambage? All right, Liz Cambage called the Nigerian national, is it the Nigerian team? Monkeys? And she's half Nigerian? She get a pass. This one time. Out of pocket. Out of order. But Liz, you on the clock. If you weren't cute, we trade you. Since you're cute, you're a big Amazonian beauty queen. 6'9", all woman. But you got a pouty mouth. You shouldn't say some things you shouldn't be saying. The black delegation will put you on probation for the next unforeseeable future. We ain't gonna trade her just yet, Rodney. Not yet. Anna says she trading her. Big Flesh said he want his back paid. I know I saw my jersey in the movie. And I don't have no checks coming in the mail. Max said it's always been about the money. The athletes just finally started to get it when we were in college. You got paid, Mac? I ain't get paid. They owe me and Fletch some back pay. I got empty handshakes. I got somebody put a pen in my suit. My suit pocket, put a pen in there. I'm like, where the envelope at? Where the little gold envelope with the money in it? No. Elaine said Cambage is messy. I'm starting to see that. That's why she's on probation. If she mess up again in the next 2 weeks, she's traded. We're gonna trade her for somebody else. Liz did apologize to the entire Nigerian team, but she's on the foul side. Yeah, of course you apologize when somebody make light of what you said, and now you are a villain, and she can't take it because I believe she has mental illness situation going on. Like she's depressed a lot, so she can't take no negative press. She's like Naomi Osaka. She can't take the heat, so she need to stay out the kitchen. Keep your mouth shut and play ball. The bros like you, you're cute, but if you got a pouty mouth and you don't know how to act, we're going to jump off ship real quick. Move on. Max said he didn't get paid, but I know a few did. Yeah, we know a few did. I know a few didn't go to class either. Yes, Lord. This one hurt my soul. Somebody made this Photoshop. They ran off a bunch of stats that CP3 is better than AI. Okay. Statistically, Chris Paul is better than AI. He might even be a better player than AI when it comes to winning percentage and helping his team win, getting his teammates better, all that good evidence. But I'm still going to take AI every day of the week. Stats can't change fandom. Can't do it. Stats tell only partial stories. Mac, I know you're a stat man. Stat Mac. Give me AI. Give me AI. Y'all can do what y'all want to do with CP3. Give me AI. He brought me so much joy to my life. AI. Whoever made this graphic, whoever made this image of CP3 stepping over AI. I would say something about your mom, but I won't. I'll digress. I'm not going to go there. Last but not least on my timeline, this one always makes me laugh. Of all the LeBron stands and Michael Jordan stands, this one takes the cake. This one made me laugh. This one really made me laugh. LeBron fans be like, Jordan at 5, no elephants. LeBron at 5 already had an elephant. I must have chuckled so hard when I read this. I must have got everybody in the meeting looking at me crazy. I laughed so hard because they're 5 years old. That's how ridiculous our GOAT conversations sound. I'm Team Jordan, but I get it. Any stat that you need to pull your argument out your hind parts, they will do. They will do. So LeBron gets the GOAT because he had an elephant at 5. Nobody else in the history of basketball had an elephant at 5. That makes LeBron the king of all kings. Better than Jordan, better than Kareem, better than Bill Russell. I need me an elephant. Miss Mac in the house. Roddy Saw said, stats don't tell the whole story. He doesn't have the mental side of the game like AI did. And AI played with Eric Snow and Aaron McKee on the floor at the same time. Eric Snow and Aaron McKee weren't bums, man. Give them brothers some slack. Them were not bums. Those were professionals. Aaron McKee had lockdown defense, and Eric Snow was a controlled, no-nonsense big point guard who didn't make very many plays, but he didn't make very many mistakes either. You can manipulate stats. Well, they showed some, I believe it was a Havlicek versus Jordan, and he had comparable stats. Who are you taking? Havlicek or Michael Jordan? Stats don't tell the whole story, but it gets you put into the story. We don't talk about Bruno because he don't have the stats. This is true. All right, man. I told you I would do a Mike Tyson impersonation, and I'm going to run off the names of all the students who have lost their lives in Texas. Mike Tyson. We talked about rants on the 1585 show, our favorite sports rants. And I forgot one. And it was more of a trash talk than it was a rant. Remember when Mike Tyson fought? Well, before he fought, because he got dealt with. When Mike Tyson fought Lennox Lewis, or the build-up. Remember that? I was literally afraid for Lennox Lewis's life. Even though I knew Mike was now vulnerable, he was beatable, he had a weak spot, long jabs from tall, skilled fighters. And that's who he was going to fight in Lennox Lewis. But Mike Tyson, in one of the most epic trash talk / rant / scare your opponent half to death. Just, I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal, vicious, and most ruthless champion there ever been. There's no one can stop me. He says, Lewis is a conqueror? No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody as ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from the other cloth. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want to eat your heart. I want to eat his children. Praise be to Allah. When my man said I want to eat his children, I ain't never heard something so despicable in my life. And Iron Mike Tyson said that with a straight face, and I think he meant it. He was not on his meds that day. He was on one that day. Mike Tyson, the baddest man on the planet to this day, with gray hair in the dispensary, still the baddest man on the planet. Do not mess with Mike Tyson. My man said he would eat your children, and I believed him. I believed him. Todd said he picked Lennox Lewis in that fight. Mike talking about he wanted to eat his children. Bruh, I ain't never heard something so ruthless and despicable in my life. Eat his children? Like he gonna sit at the table with a bib on and a fork and a knife and eat his children. And that's why Lennox put hands on him. It was not right what he said. All right, man. I'm going to finish my show off. I'm going to go through the names of the young students who lost their lives last week. I'm going to give them their roses, so to speak. As sad as it is, I don't think they got a shot. They didn't get a shot at life, thanks to this coward. But I don't want these little ones' names to go forgotten. As we mourn, as we continue to get past it, we can't. We got to keep speaking out about it. Hopefully they change these gun laws. Hopefully they change our mental health policies. Hopefully love is reinstalled in the homes of these young people, of these hate groups. Love must conquer hate, because it's a number of things that's causing these things to happen. It's not just the ease of getting a gun. Somebody ain't happy. Somebody is miserable. Somebody wants to kill because they're not happy. So somehow or another, a lot of things have to happen for this to stop. The names of these kids and pictures: Alexandria Rubio, Alethea Ramirez, Amory Garza, Annabelle Rodriguez. I mean, these kids were 10, man. Alejandra Torres, softball player with the eye black. Eliana Garcia, Ellie, hooper. She had a long story. Teacher, Eva Melares, 44 years old. Irma Garcia, another teacher. Jackie Cazares. Jayla Seguro. Jace Luvianos. Jose Flores. Layla Salazar. McKenna Elrod, Maite Rodriguez, Miranda Mathis, Nivea Bravo, Rogelio Torres, Tess Mata, Uzaya Garcia, Xavier Lopez. And that's it. To these little ones and their teacher, you'll forever be in our hearts. We'll forever, hopefully, never forget that at the age of 10 and your teachers, ages 44, that you will not be forgotten, that your lives will not be lost in vain, that this will be the point that we change gun laws. This will be the point where we change mental health policies and getting the people help that need help. And that people would change how they think and feel about other human beings. All right. That's my show. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me. I have to go feed my not so small babies because life does go on, but we got to keep making noise. We got to keep talking about what we see. Once again, I believe we'll try to have a show on Friday, Jimmy Mack and myself. Well, let me see. My son has a workout Friday night, Jimmy Mack, so we might not have a Friday show, maybe Saturday night. We'll talk about it, 1585 show. The Collective Podcast, I believe you guys going on Sunday mornings at 8. The Time Is Now podcast on Spotify and other podcast networks. Is It Just Me with Elaine Williams coming soon, if she's not on the air already that I don't know about. I believe next week's show, Mike Staff will be video. And I believe he wants me to have me on there as a guest, so I'm gladly be on the Time Is Now podcast. So check us out. Appreciate y'all. On Facebook, continue to like if you're on YouTube. Continue to subscribe. Press like if you're on Twitch. Holla at your boy. AC, this is AC Sports Live. I really, really appreciate y'all for coming out. Prayers to you all. Safety for all your kids who are going to school. All of us who work in schools. Safety to you. And y'all be good. If you see something, say something. Don't be naive out here in these streets. The devil's busy, y'all. I'll holla at y'all next time. Peace and love. Blessings. I'm out. I'm gonna go feed him, Anna. I'm on my way right now. Max said prayers for the young lady who took her friend's blood and smeared on her to play dead just to survive. I pray for her mental health for the rest of her life. And all the babies who had to hear them gunshots. It ain't gonna be the same at that school, I know it. I'm with you, Mac. For all those involved, salute. Peace out.